Hi everyone. Hi Ben. Welcome back to another episode of the BOTRUN. We have Nelson next, another 1300. We have the white pieces, and we have one e4 on the board. Let's get into it. Alright, a French defense. Let's take the center with d4. Okay, and that is an interesting one. So, just be careful here that you don't let the queen take e4. I know some beginners may be tempted just to attack the queen straight away with something like this or this, but this is the threat. So I'm going to develop and defend that pawn. And this pin is no threat. We simply play c3 and kick the bishop away. And this is a good example of developing with tempo here. And we've already built quite a strong center. And black has really only moved the one piece. Let's develop the light squared bishop. Okay, that's a very slow move from our opponent. I'm not sure what that achieves. Let's castle. Okay. Always like getting the rook onto the e-file. And finally we get d5 on the board. Typically that comes on move 2 for black in the French. Now our options, we can ignore it because we've got plenty of defense on e4. We can accept it, or we could push e5. I personally like capturing. Number one, because I prefer open positions to closed positions. And number two, because we're already x-raying their king, more tactical opportunities may arise. I suspect they will castle next move. And one thing that may prevent that is creating this battery here. Okay. I think I would like a knight on e5. And we can get one there straight away. But I kind of like that knight there on f3. So let's hit the bishop with tempo and bring the other one around to it. Okay. So we definitely have the better position here, but nothing super obvious for us to cash in on that. I think I would like to kick away that knight on d5. But if I play c4 now, I'm allowing knight b4. I don't particularly want to lose that light squared bishop. It's a good piece, so I'm going to prepare that with a3. Okay, not fast if they decide to capture that knight. We have another one to replace it. Let's hit this knight. It's one of their best pieces, probably their best piece at the moment. And we've gained a little more control of the center here. Okay, now the question is, where do we want to put the dark squared bishop? I think I'm just going to reroute it to c3 and stick it in between 2 pawns there. 2 pawns on dark squares, so the 3 pieces all kind of work together. And then if I ever push d5, that bishop may become really strong. Alright, I'm quite amazed the opponent has not castled yet. I'm sure that's coming at some stage. Let's improve our other rook. Alright, capture. Finally, there it is, short castle. Alright. Our opponent is playing somewhat well. Definitely the best game we've had on this bot run so far. I think it's time to improve the positioning of our queen. Now, that battery with the light squared bishop isn't doing a whole lot, so let's come across this way. Okay, and... Let's see how they respond to this. Hopefully it creates another pawn weakness. Okay. And we've managed to really damage the light squares in front of the king here. And I think this is probably a good time for a rook lift. Alright, that is a strange move. So obviously we can just take it with the knight here. But having said that, it's a really good knight. So I'm not going to just jump straight into that. Because in all honesty, I think that knight is better than that rook in this position. Let's X-ray the king. Okay, and I think we can pretty safely capture here now, utilizing the pin. All right. We don't quite have mate here, I don't think, because that knight can jump back. But we are mighty close. Does this work? Does. Beautiful smothered mates. All right. Excuse me. That was quite a pretty win in the end. I thought we were going to have to work for it a bit harder. Let's check out the game review. .85 and played like a 1900. Yeah, it's definitely a strange move. And a good example here of just developing with tempo, gaining a nice center. It's best, good. Yep. Okay. Kick their good piece out. Okay, so interesting. You can see +3, despite material being even. Both sides castled. Just by pure domination of the center and piece activity. And this knight is so much better than both of these knights. These rooks are so much better than these rooks. The bishops are better than their solo bishop. That is a strange suggestion for best move. I would never consider that. It's an awful bishop and a good knight. Okay, they did like the capture. I mean, it's safe. It's a safe capture. You know you're going to be better off, but I just felt like that knight was going to help with the mate, and it did in the end as well. All right, and that is a very pretty smothered mate to finish. Beautiful. Next up, we will have the black pieces against Jade.